This moment of triumph is the biggest in Weston Mazey's young life. It's his first at-bat since a life-threatening collision at baseball practice.
I remember hitting before it happened, like hitting soft toss. And then as soon as it happened, I remember my dad telling me to blink if I could hear him. So I remember blinking and looking up at him.
I knew he'd gotten hit in the head because of the way he was bleeding. So I didn't know if he had damaged or severed his spinal cord because he wasn't moving at all.
Weston had suffered a fractured skull and brain injuries, but against the odds he courageously fought back. And after months of rehab, he returned to the field to a surprising welcome from the opposing team.
My first thought was, when I went up to the plate, everyone kind of like the outfielders took a few steps in. I was like, that's not fair. I'm just going to hit over their heads. But then they came and shook my hand, and that was really cool. Just everyone on the field, the coaches, all their players, that was really special.
When the accident happened, Weston's dad, the head baseball coach at West Virginia University, and his mum, an ESPN reporter, had no idea if he'd survive, let alone play baseball again.
There had to have been 15 to 20 people in there, all with different roles, doing their jobs, trying to save his life at the time.
He couldn't breathe on his own, and there were many other issues that he had. Fractures in his face. He had a fracture in the back of his skull, a carotid artery that was torn. So he had a lot of issues.
But Weston pulled through.
About 48 hours after the injury, the first words he said, "Hi, Mom." And, that was just about as good as hearing his very first words ever. So when he said that, those were the two best words that I've ever heard in my life.
Weston's road to recovery was a tough one.
The part of the brain that was affected for him was a part of the brain that really controls your balance. So that was his biggest challenge, was, walking and being able to just, hold a toothbrush and just kind of the balance, like the fine motor skills.
But quicker than expected, Weston began to progress.
Yeah, nailed it.
One of the first things they did in physical therapy was they made him hold like a broomstick kind of thing. They threw a ball at him, and he was trying to hit the ball with a broomstick, and they were throwing things to him, and he was catching them and throwing them back.
I always felt like that was kind of my whole goal, was to get better so that I could go play baseball again and play sports.
Weston was soon transferred to the Shepherd Center, which specializes in rehabbing spinal cord and brain injuries.
There you go, buddy.
He responded well and was eventually fit enough to pay a surprise visit to his dad's baseball practice. But the crowning glory was his first at-bat for his own team, Flood City Elite, which capped an amazing story of resilience.
I feel like I'm back to normal. I think I am. My brain still has to heal a little bit, but physically, I feel good. Mentally, I feel good. I don't really have any things that are holding me back from the injury that are still occurring today.